Welcome back, my loves, to Bippity Boppity Boss, where we explore the magic of life, business, manifestation, and everything in between. I'm your host, Belle, and today's episode is going to stretch your mind and shift your perception of time itself. We're diving into a topic that's as mystical as it is practical. The past is the future, and the future is the past. I know that sounds like something out of an 80s time travel movie, but stick with me because there's so much power in this concept. Understanding the cyclical nature of time and the fact that time is just an illusion can help you manifest your dream future and your ideal past. Let's dive right in. First things first, let's challenge the concept, the ideology of time. We're all raised to believe that time is linear, past, present, future, right? We've got this whole story that things happen in a straight line. You're born, you live, you die. And everything that happens is neatly lined up like perfectly sized dominoes. But what if I told you that that's actually not true? What if time is more like a spiral? Or for my Bippity Boss babes, think of it as a dance. We're constantly moving in and out of different moments, revisiting the past and touching the future all at once. The past, the present, and the future are all happening right now. Here's the truth. The past you remember is a creation of your present perspective. The same way the future you dream of is a creation of your current energy, who you're currently being. That means you have the power to shift both. Yes, you can even change how you view the past, remember the past, and in doing so, shift your present moment and shift your future. Let's get practical for a second. Have you ever noticed how when you change your mindset, memories of your past also shift? You might look back on an experience that once felt painful, but now that you've grown, it feels empowering, that it was meant to happen. That's not just perception, that's creation. You are constantly in dialogue with your past self, your future self, your present self, through your higher self. The decisions you make today and in this right second will not only shape your tomorrow, but will reframe and revise memories of yesterday. Well, here's a story from my own life. I used to believe that this certain challenge from my past held me back, right? And this is a version of me that I no longer align with. The version of me, and I'm very careful with my thoughts and what I say, is always shown up for. I am shown up for and I am prioritized. However, there is one version of me within the infinite timelines that had an abandonment wound. And when I would carry that story into the present, guess what? It created more challenges for me. Like, I would feel disempowered and abandoned by people. But the second I decided to not recognize that and learn from it and heal it and recognize that it was just a lesson, a challenge, and allowed myself to think from a different perspective and to see everything as love, it was just simply a stepping stone for me to rewrite my past. And as a consequence, my future magically shifted as well. Like, now I trust and healed so many relationships because those relationships have always been healthy. I'm the version of myself that has always been shown up for. However, I needed to let go of that old narrative and old way of thinking in order to forgive myself and have compassion for myself and forgive others around me, in order to no longer create situations where I was feeling abandoned. And now I recognize that I am a priority because I prioritize myself. And in the way that the world is a mirror, it reflects that in my reality. I also don't want you to feel like I am gaslighting myself. It is more so as like a conscious, aware, higher version of myself I recognized that there was a version of me where that did in fact happen. However, I no longer accept that as my current state, because I choose to be the version of myself that is always shown up for. It's a conscious, aware decision, because you don't want to be holding on to any feelings of sadness or trauma or fear, because those things are blocking your manifestations. Those are things that are blocking blessings. And in order for you to almost live the most beautiful, divine, aligned, enlightened life, you have to let go of any feelings that may be contrary to what you want to experience. And from that moment, you'll be operating at a higher level of consciousness. You're more aware that is just the old script, an old timeline that you are no longer a part of. Now, what does this mean for the future to be the past? It is all about the imagination. We've spoken about the imagination on the pod before, but think about it like this. The future version of yourself already exists. They are waiting for you, calling you forward, not in some distant, unreachable figure. There's a memory you are creating now, just like how your past is a memory in progress. When you visualize the future, you're actually pulling that version of yourself into the present moment. The more you clearly embody the energy of who you want to be, who you are, the faster your life, the universe, rearranges itself to match that ideal, dynamic version of you. It is not about chasing the future. It's about living from it. Your future self is a guide, helping you to live within yourself and in alignment now. That version of you is sending you whispers of inspiration, nudging you, encouraging you to take alignment and aligned action now. So if you're wondering, how do I manifest my dream life? How do I create my ideal reality? The answer is you are already doing it. You just have to be aware. It's all happening right this second. The future is now. All right, let's talk about collapsing time for the modern alchemist. In terms of alchemy, this is a very real thing, and time collapsing is something I've personally experienced. When you stop thinking of time as linear, and I live this, I breathe this, I no longer wear my Apple Watch or care about that anymore because I believe that time is just a construct, but I no longer believe in linear time. You just realize that all you need to do is embody your desires now. The past, the present, and the future will fold into that. You shift reality by becoming it. Right? I'm going to give you a little bit of an exercise. Imagine yourself 5 years into the future. You've already achieved everything you ever wanted. Success, love, health, abundance. Now, write a letter to your present self from that future version of you. What advice does that person have? What have they learned? What would that person do differently? As if they were in your shoes now. This isn't just a thought experiment. You're pulling that futuristic energy into your current reality. You're making the future your past, because once you embody that future self, it's as if it already happened. So what's the takeaway from all of this? It's simple. You're not a victim of time. You do not have to wait for divine timing. You're creating it. Your past is a story you can rewrite. Your future is a memory you can draw into the now. And the present, that's the magical space where you get to make those decisions. And it renews every second. So you get to decide who you want to be right now, at this very moment. The power of manifestation lies within collapsing time. So you don't have to think in terms of one day or if only 10 years from now. Start asking yourself, what can I embody right now that reflects the version of myself that I want to be? And there you have it. The past is the future and the future is the past. I intend this episode stretch your understanding of what's possible. Remember, you're the author of your own story and time is your co-creator. Everything is happening right now and you are so powerful in how you shape it. If you love today's episode, be sure to leave a review, share with a friend, or check us out on Instagram. I'd love to hear how you're rewriting your past and pulling in your future. Until next time, my loves, keep owning your magic and stepping into who you truly are. It's already done. Love and light.